Welcome to the fish room tour, tank by tank, and today's video is going to be on tank number 3. In here, as you can see, I have some subadult to juvenile German blue rams. This tank is on a black wrought iron stand. It is a stackable tank. The tank below will be number 4 on my next video. But these stands are very nice. I've been using them for maybe 6 months to a year now. Super easy build, very cost effective in my opinion, because I value my time as money, and the amount of time I save buying and building these stands versus buying wood and making stands myself, I think it ends up evening out in price. So let's take a closer look at the rams. These guys, you can see, if I pull my light out, you can see a little bit of color on them. They're mostly starting to get their body shape and their kind of black spot on their side and their top fin. So a few of them, if you see them catching the light, they are a little bit blue. They have kind of that yellowish color, and there's one random guppy that snuck in there. I had parents in here before this tank, and they ate all their babies but one, so I just left that to the same size as the fry when I moved it in. Take a close look at that little guy. He probably thinks he's a ram. He doesn't know anything different. It's kind of funny. But here we have probably, I don't know, 50 to 60, maybe more rams. They're just in a Tangon aquarium. They're running off a sponge filter. All my sponge filters, you can see that goes back up to the top. I have 2 different pumps running these aquariums in the corner. It's a 300 Tetra pump, and then I have a, I think I bought from Ken's Fish or Gemco, one of the two, those air valve dividers, which are super nice. You can adjust the air on each one. You can turn them on and off, higher or lower, up to 8 aquariums per pump, or I guess per valve, but they only work for 1 pump for me for that size. So that's nice. I'm running all these aquariums over here with that same 300 Tetra pump. I have a larger one from other tanks, but that'll be for another video. They're all run off of 1 central air pump. These recently added on tanks are run off of those 300 Tetras because I've already had them and I didn't have to rebuy them. But as for the German blue rams, you can see a few of these guys here. They do have color. The one that was on top of the sponge filter had swam away. They're within maybe a month from looking really good. They're probably 2.5 months old, I'd say, if I had to really think about it, because they're a month away from really being sellable fish if they stay at a good rate and they grow well. So as I said, let me get back to what I was saying. The sponge filter run off that pump is the only type of filtration on this tank. I don't have a in-tank heater because, like I've said in the past, my room is heated. I keep my room heated around 80 degrees and keeps all my tanks anywhere from 82 to 78, depending on how high they are in the tank, or in the room I should say. My top tanks stay a lot warmer than my bottom tanks, and I stock my tanks with different species of fish accordingly. But the German blue rams are really cool fish. I've been breeding them for about 2 years. I sell adults online. These guys are big enough I really could sell I guess fry packs you could call it, but I don't know if it's really even worth it. If I didn't have anything else to pick from and people really wanted them, I'd sell these, but I think waiting an extra month or so is really worth getting that larger fish that has a lot of coloration from day one in your tank. But these are cool, and they're actually, to be honest, if you're patient enough, these probably are better fish to buy as babies. They'll acclimate to your water better. You can buy more for the same price and have better odds of growing them out and pairing them up in a larger school. But these guys eat flake food. I'll feed small pelleted foods and algae wafers and loach wafers. The loach wafers are very, very important, I think, when you're growing German blue rams, because I can feed baby brine shrimp in the morning, and I'll throw some loach wafers in there so they can smell them, and that'll transition them from live food to solid foods. So whenever I'm gone, they'll be eating the baby brine shrimp, and once they're done in maybe an hour or so, depending how much you put in there and the current from your filtration, they'll go ahead, they'll sit at the bottom, and they'll go ahead and pick at those for hours until that food's gone. And then they slowly get used to eating solid foods. And then when you get back home later in the day, depending on your just your schedule in general with work or whatever it may be, really can help space out your feedings. I'll actually go ahead, let me throw a couple loach wafers in here, and that's how we can finish this video off. We'll watch these guys, see how they react to the food, and you can kind of see what it looks like. So here they are. This is what I use. I've been using these for years. So whenever I say loach wafers, this is what I'm talking about. I'll post these below too, so you can kind of find them, read more about the ingredients, things like that online. They're just called sinking wafers, ideal for like Cory cats and loaches, but they're very high in protein, which is great for rams and for growing fish. So crude protein is one of the first things. And I might be saying this wrong, I kind of forget. I did a lot of research when I first bought this food, and I can see the results, but now that I'm talking about it, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Long story short, these sinking wafers are great for feeding and growing out rams, and they're tiny. They're just this big, so you don't have to break them into little pieces like an algae wafer. I'm just going to give them, I got 3 or 4, I think I dropped one. So we'll drop these 4 in there, and we'll see if these guys, usually they'll eat it right away. It's a little bit later in the night, so you can see that they definitely like being fed. But let's see if they can go down and feed off of these and know it's not flake food, because they'll eat a little bit of everything. There they go. So they're still up top because my hand was there. Let's see if they all start swarming down low for us. See if they can figure it out. But as you can see, the few that are eating off it already, they can smell that in the water right away, and they just slowly pick at it. It's a very dense food. It softens over time, so the more they pick at it, the more it's going to soften up, and they can take chunks out of that food. But that food is definitely, I will give a lot of my credit to that food. If I didn't have it and I only fed live foods, I don't think I'd give enough food or enough frequent feedings to make these fish grow the way they do. And I think these guys will start coming down. Let me see if I can kind of manipulate them to come down for me. Show them where the food's at. Just kind of tapping underneath the tank. They're pretty smart. They know, they know it's me and I'm the one that feeds them. But you get the idea. And at night, they'll still kind of pick at this food. They'll slow down. But I'll feed this food right before I go to bed, and they'll eat it. And I have some real dim lights in the room, so it's almost like a moonlight. And they'll slow down at night like any fish. They kind of go to sleep. But they'll still pick at this food, and then when they wake up in the morning, if they didn't finish it, they have a food source right away whenever there's sun coming in through the windows and my timers come on. If I'm not out and about in the fish room feeding my fish already, I don't have to worry about it because they're getting food right away, at least for a few hours. And I think that's crucial for these fish to have food in their stomach when they go to bed, and as soon as they wake up. I think it really helps these guys be kind of a grazer and not get hungry, full, and then get and then get like starving again. If they can be grazing on food, any fish, if they're constantly feeding or they have a constant food source, that's when they really do best. So hopefully this was informative, and you guys enjoyed this kind of stuff. This is tank number 3. I think I'll be posting number 4 soon after this one. I might do it in the same day. So if that's too fast for you guys, let me know what you think. But I love throwing content out there, and I kind of want to do this fish room tour in a timely manner because I want to do it, but I'm still going to throw videos in between. And I kind of just like doing it. I'm curious on any feedback I'll get, and I've been growing subscribers, so if people get more content, I know I like to go on YouTube and find, I always watch like Brian Barczyk. He does videos, a daily vlog. So anytime I turn on YouTube or I log in, I always can look and find a new video from him, and I think that's really cool. So if you go a week or so and you kind of get bored and there's no content there, I'd rather there be more content and kind of skim through it and find what you do like to watch than go to look and there not be anything, you have to look somewhere else. So as you can see me talking, there's not a single ram at the top of the tank. They all smell that food and they found their way to it. They do like it. So thanks again for watching, guys. And I'll sign off with zooming on this pleco because I forgot to mention them. That's just one of my plecos I put in there to grow out. and he's actually gotten huge. He was just a little tiny baby, maybe half the size of those rams maybe a month ago. And these guys getting large feedings every day, he definitely has been getting a lot of food for himself as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for tank update number 4.